Very good Tuesday. Got a lot of work done. Really liked how we practiced as far as tempo, attitude. Let's say this team brings a lot of challenges, different looks it does on defense, different things it does on offense. We have to be mentally very sharp and be very physical. It's a very physical, very athletic group. And I like the focus we had in practice, especially the last 2 days, and the attention to detail. Questions?
Carlos getting a little bit more time at kick returns. You looking to maybe put him
Yeah,
back
well,
in
I mean,
more?
he's getting healthy again. You know what I'm saying? And a big body, that ankle is getting really about full healthy. So, I mean, where he can really hit those things. So, he's a great kick return. Not that Bobo's getting so much work on offense. When you're splitting time with those backs, just getting more reps and more touches for him in that regard. And it's a bigger body.
Is it unusual for a team to run one back as heavily as they run their guy?
And they did it last year. That guy last year ran for about, 2,400. I mean, it just depends. I mean, what you got. If you got a guy that you feel very comfortable with. But you say that, yes, because usually keep a little more of a rotation. But they've been very effective with it, very good with it.
Do we have to do anything scheme-wise to reduce some of the pounding on him? Or
I'm sorry?
Do we have to do anything scheme-wise to reduce the pounding? Or
It's hard. It's hard to do that when you hand it to him. You know what I'm saying? But their quarterback, that takes all the pressure. I mean, that's the guy who can really run it too. So they keep a good balance.
Last year they ran a few kind of trick plays and misdirection, things like that. Do you have to prepare for that?
Oh, there's no doubt now. They do a great job. The throwbacks, the overs, the wheels, I mean, all that type of stuff. And often get you in hard run action and very multiple formational groups. You know what I mean? Four-man side, five-man side, six-man side, really make you adjust.
Is there anything you do to prepare for that?
Oh, yeah. Study film and have your calls and make your adjustment. That's why I say it's going to be, not only physically, but mentally, you have to be ready to play.
Experience of last year helped you in that regard? Because
Well, I think it will.
Pull it all out.
Exactly right. And we had a week off this week, so there'll be some things, again, probably we haven't seen, so we got to get ready.
Is that much of a change from the rest of the season? Because everybody's kind of been throwing the whole book at you guys anyway.
Well, it is, but they're still a little different than a lot of the folks we play. You know what I mean? They're still what they do. So it's still, there's a lot of ways to play ball. There's a lot of stuff out there.
How's Terrence Smith doing? It looked like he was limping a little bit coming off the field. Yeah.
He's practicing every day. All of them are limping about this time of year.
Is Matthew Thomas getting healthier?
Oh yeah, he is. He's healthy, ready to play, and like I say, we'll see a lot of him.
Moving forward, you'd like to get him a little more.
Oh yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
How much better do you think this offensive line can be, with this shuffle?
Well, we'll see. We've had one game. We played pretty well. Hopefully, it'll carry over into this week, and we'll continue to grow. And that's our problem. That's the thing about football, and especially when this time of year, that it's not that you got to get better. You got to improve, and you got to, that's what we're looking for. Hopefully, we'll continue this weekend.
Did you decide to give him kind of a lighter day yesterday out here?
Yeah, because we got home so late. You get home to 5 o'clock in the morning, and the 48 hours after recovery, after you get done playing, is very critical. So, they get much rest. So, getting back in this time of year, late in the year like that, I use my GPS things and where we're at, but I was a gauge that I would have done no matter what. And, that's when we get home that late, try to get them under practice.
Lorenzo's out.
I'm sorry?
Lorenzo Featherston was
Yeah,
out.
he was still banging. The doctor's still evaluating him.
Still a learning process with the GPS stuff, or do you have a pretty good handle on what
You
you're
always
looking at
learn
now?
from that stuff. I've got an idea what I want out of it, but you're still continue to find ways to use it, utilize it.
You guys asked Jalen to do a little bit of everything at the nickel position. Was the nickel position always like that, to where you jack of all trades, or has it changed over
That's
the
the way
years?
Joyner was. It has been. Those nickel guys are very unique players. They're different. They're smart. They're intelligent. It's just a whole different position.
Have you ever seen a better freshman running back than Dalvin Cook?
I've been around some pretty good ones now, but Dalvin's doing well. We'll just see if he can continue to do well. Hope he does. Now, I expect him to. He's practiced well.
Going back to the nickel position, has it changed in the fact that people are putting better players there? Because it used to be kind of like just that third cornerback, but it seems like with you guys with Joyner and Ramsey are putting better players.
Other teams I've been on, we did a lot of that, but it also their capacity to learn is also very valuable in there because, like you say, you're playing it's really a linebacker position. So how your run fits are, how those things are, but it makes it nice when you got a guy with that ability. And a lot of people put those athletic guys in the slot. We just feel that's where we want to put one of our better guys.
For NFL teams, they play their nickelback more than a third linebacker a lot of times.
Oh, most of the time you do. And in college football, you do. We were in nickel probably 70% of the time last year. When you look at it, it's just the nature of the game is spreading out. So you got to get athletes to be able to cover.
Are you overall happy with the production of the receivers?
Yeah, I think they're doing a nice job. I really have. I think they're growing and evolving into some really good players and making a lot of plays in some big times.
Do you see that when you recruit a guy that can fit in that nickel role?
Oh yeah. You
Position?
try to evaluate that because it's not only size. You got to have quickness, change of direction, but then physicality and intelligence. If we recruit all of our guys, we try to place guys and see where we think they fit. And that's why I say it's not always about recruiting. There's so many good players out there, you know what I mean, and how they fit within your organization and your system is very critical. So that's why somebody said, well, you could take, that guy, he could play here, but maybe we have 2 of those and we have to have 1 of those, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, it's just how that fit goes.
A couple times you just get an athlete who could fit that until you get them here and really do. You don't know.
Exactly right. And those guys in there have to be extremely instinctive. They have to be very instinctive.
How do you get to evaluate some of these high school guys mentally? Is that relying on the coach? Because you guys can't talk to them a whole lot.
That's why camp comes into play. That's why it's so critical to get these guys to summer camp where you can coach them for a couple of days or and see how they learn, how they pick up, how they adjust, and then watching film and then they're talking to everybody around them. I mean, it's never ending, and you gather as much as you can.
How much of a player do you need to see if they have those instincts that you're talking about?
Excuse me, how much what?
How much of a player do you need to see in those drills and kind of things to see that kind of instincts that you're talking
Well, I
about?
mean, that's why you try to put them through it. And we have a set things how we teach guys. We teach them just like we do our guys. That's why we run our camp, just like we do our coach it, do it exactly like we do our system. So that way we can try to make an evaluation and teach them in the process. It's not always about our camp's not about recruiting. I mean, we make evaluations, but at the same time, we want to help every young man get better.
When did you start thinking about Jalen for that star spot? Was that even when you were recruiting him?
Yeah, and early, he knew he had the capability to be in a corner, a safety, and then once he got here and we saw some of his intangibles and things he did, we felt very comfortable, especially after that first year of, that's what we want to try first thing next year, after, going into that spring.
Jimbo, when you were recruiting Rashad, what did you hear about him from the people close to him? Was he, I guess my question is, has he always been this kind of kid?
Yes. To answer your question, very reliable, very quiet, but very productive team lead. I mean, just all the things he's doing now, it's kind of been the MO on him all the way through.
Even as a 17-year-old?
Yeah. I mean, his demeanor really, very unique.
Can you attribute that to anything other than just the way he's wired? Or?
Way he's wired, way he's been brought up. Good family.
Usually lobby for kids for awards, but I mean, Politnikov, do you see? I mean, is he?
Actually, I don't know all the guys that are out there. Yeah. But I'm glad he's on my team, and he's a very unique one and very deserving of that. And hopefully, if we continue to play well and he plays well, he'll have an opportunity to win an individual award.